this was their original pre-training script. And then fine-tune.sh. So this pre-train.sh and fine-tune.sh is like Lava's original thing. They actually had like, I think, LoRa also, but like LoRa and this, but like we are not using LoRa. It had some issues with us. So these two are there, so you can just focus on pre-train. And I mentioned pre-train.sh as kind of a base, but that's actually my bad. I think let's use this one. This, I'm going to share this with you guys. So yeah, so you can, and the reason I'm saying it is, for example, different vision tower experiments that we have, like we'll change this. Like for example, when we are using AIMV2, this path will be different. When we are using SIGLIF extracted from GEMA3, this will be different, right? All our experiment will be, the language model will be the 7 billion Vicuna. We are not using 13 billion one. And then like you see like how the, so this data path is basically, this is a, you can download it. These are all Lavas, especially the annotation. And this is where the images stay. Like there is a some images.zip somewhere online. I'll share the link.
That on the Hugging Face repo, Lava's Hugging Face repo, the images.zip. That's the one you're referring to, right?
There is a images.zip. It's there. It's kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
So that one, and that has a lot of images. So what I think you can do is you can keep, just because once you extract that thing, there are like a lot of folders, so you can just have one and like try it out. Or like, okay, I take it back. Like you don't need to do anything. Like put it there, and like once you run the training, you will see that few steps like loss goes down, and then you can stop. So this is how you test your thing. Like this script v1, I give the link. Now, I mean, you can, depending on your machine, you can try with like, I mean, if fails with that size and all, you'll see. Okay, in terms of the code changes, so for example, Lava, if you go inside Lava, there were changes in the train case. So for example, this train.memory has some changes that you can look into, that SIGLIF related changes from these commits. You can basically click on that and see like what those changes were, if you want to look at. So for example here, so if you go Lava model, so let's say right now we are experimenting with Vicuna, so we don't have to worry about this language model folder, right? Where actually most of our work happen is this multimodal encoder and multimodal projector. So multimodal encoder is where right now there is a SIGLIF underscore encoder class, and that should handle like sort of like things that we are doing with SIGLIF. It should handle that. There might be some if-else things that you might need to add here. For AIMV2, like you see how this SIGLIF.encoder is there, like similar things needs to be added. There might be small changes inside, but the structure is basically this.
So am I adding a file called AIMV2 encoder.py, or am I editing SIGLIF encoder?
What is your question? I didn't get it.
Am I editing the SIGLIF encoder file, or am I adding a new Python file with the AIMV2?
So for example, like, so what will happen is like anytime you add a new category of model in your script, the script was this, right? You have to have that class defined here. clip encoder thing. When we added
Oh,
clip, we added this. Now, when you extract clip from Gemma 3, let's say after extracting, you put it on Hugging Face. So that path, that Hugging Face path needs to be updated here. And also you have to make sure this clip encoder class is capturing that. I think it will capture, but like I don't know if there might be, I don't know if there is anything that needs to happen, but any changes here. So that's what I mean by these changes.
So the part that is mentioned in the pre-train.sh is the for Cyclip. So is that hosted on Hugging Face right now?
Yeah, so these models are on Hugging Face, for example. Yeah, so for example, these are like, you
Yeah.
see, this is there's something in Hugging Face. This,
Okay.
um,
Makes sense.
yeah. So that's, I think you can also probably do from locally, but that's more complicated. It's harder to test with, like, let's say you test something, I test something.
Mm.
Yeah. And okay, so what I was saying is, okay, for Siglip, I think this will mostly cover it. There might be, I don't know, there might be some eval somewhere that's needed for the Siglip that we extract from Gemma 3. For, I think, Wesley, you mentioned that you are interested in that AIMV2 thing.
yeah.
So for that, I mean, like you basically have to have like another, this thing here,
New
like
encoder.
AIMV2 underscore encoder.py. You have to make sure in the builder.py, you see how builder.py has, it imports different thing, the tower, the vision tower. So you have to add that here also. So let's say you created siglip, sorry, AIMV2 underscore encoder.py. Then in this builder.py, you also have to add like from dot AIMV2 encoder import that tower,
Do
because
I also upload it to Hugging Face?
yeah, the model needs to be uploaded into Hugging Face, but like in terms of code changes, you have to do this. So so essentially follow everything that is done for Siglip. Like, so this, and so it's like when you see this okay, so I think one thing let's make sure is, so there is this bug fix thing. Okay, so I think maybe one thing we can do is separate out is maybe okay. So one thing I want to mention here is this.
You mentioned that some of the tasks you can have like two people. So, which of the tasks require two people? Because I was interested in either the
Mhm.
bug fix one or the IAM one. So, if it's
Yeah,
just
so
one.
I think I am one. I think let Wesley handle that.
Okay.
So let me put Wesley's name. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm on. I think let's. So this one. Okay, okay. This Siglip Naflex. I think I'll let Srishti handle that. So this MROP thing is actually a multiple people thing. Like I don't think one person can do it. So, and I think Ashata mentioned interest, but I'm thinking like people who are kind of in the similar time zone, maybe it is better to coordinate between them. So I'm thinking Lima, you, and we have think we have Patrick in same time zone also, right? So I guess I don't know if you two want to handle that, because I think that work I need to understand better like what else needs to be done.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nahid, there's a message by Akshata with the same question in the chat. Almost same question.
Yeah, she was. So she
yeah,
mentioned she's interested
yeah,
in this group.
yeah. So for Akshata, I think what let's do another thing. We actually have. I think I need to mention this clearly. Is so so basically there is if you so this extractive glyph from Gemma 3, this was actually on a pre-trained Gemma 3 pre-trained model. So okay, so I think what we actually also need to do is, this is a new task that no one is doing, is from, so you see row number 34, someone reported it but no one is picking it. But what we actually need to do is extract sigly from Gemma 3 instruction tune model. And so this one, okay, so let's say MROP, Lima and Lima and Patrick, right? I'm forcefully assigning you guys. So, and I think this one so this one I'm assigning to Akshata, because I think this is doable by one person. Now, I mean, there will be question and all, but I think this is doable by one person. So I think, so what, okay, so this one is a, what is this? So there are two models. So there is, so this bug fix one is actually, this one is this, but there is a instruction tune one, this one. This is a different one, and this one. So I'm adding, so you know from which one to extract. Okay, so I assigned that to Akshata, and I think, yeah, so that's where we stand right now. I think Nikhil, you mentioned that, I don't know what you mentioned, Nikhil, which task you are interested. Did I?
Um, yeah, I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean, take your time. You don't have to like reply right now.
okay.
So there is there is another task which is adding a different type of projection layer, where actually Roshan from the original Maya team, he did some initial work, but it needs to be like he hasn't finished it, so it needs to be done. It's a good piece of work, and like if you're interested like that, you can look into that. So either that or yeah. So
Is
that is
anyone doing 36?
36. No, no one is doing 36. No.
Wait, I mean, I can do that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me add your name.
Nahid, what is the goal of having testing with so many different vision encoders?
Yeah, so the goal is really like, so we want to find like the best one as is, like as it stands, and then we want to improve that for, we eventually want to evaluate all of them in the spatial benchmark, and we kind of want to, we basically want to showcase, like the first goal is to find, like if you saw this result yesterday is to find a pattern on sort of like what, like essentially, so think of like a sort of a paper where we are trying to say is what is the pattern, like in, so for example, in one line, in which encoder in today's world, as it stands now, without any modification, spatial understanding is the best. So that is the first thing we want to answer, and then we want to say, okay, why? Like we want to showcase certain pattern that, okay, this data set has this type of characteristics, and these encoders have these design choices. We want to find a pattern there and say that, okay, we discovered because of this, this is good for spatial understanding, and then we improve from there. That's, I think that's a more challenging task. We'll come there later.
So Nahid, I remember listening to this that you chose Siglip initially because it supports multilinguality. So, are you also thinking about that for the next vision encoder that you're going to choose, or this is just going to be in general?
So right now, the for the SOAR 1 month thing, I'm only focused on the English only thing, because I think it gets very challenging with multilinguality, and
Right.
I'm kind of struggling with some compute right now also for multilinguality. Yeah, but for English only thing, like I have personal compute for from AWS, so like I can support that. Yeah, so for 1 month, like we'll not think of multilinguality.
Okay. So it's going to be a very generic question to answer then, not related to high.
Yeah.
Also, could you give some high-level background, or if there's any work that you've done on the MROPE tokenizer task?
Yeah, no, I have not done any work on this really. So I mean, I looked into it, but we have not. I have not done
Sure.
anything per se. I had some thoughts,
Okay.
but yeah. So I let me start a thread on MROP, and then because I think that is a challenging piece of work, and I think we probably like Lima Patrick and I probably have to sync in like different odd times.
Yeah.
So it's probably better to have people in the similar time zone for that. Um,
Yeah. Probably some paper or that
for
you.
MROP,
Yeah.
yeah. So for MROP, okay. So MROP was first implemented in Qwen 3 VL 2.5. So their code base has some aspect of it there. I have a suspicion that those changes need to happen first in the vision encoder level, then on the VLM level. Uh, so in like I think like without changing, let's say we are using Siglip 2. Like in the worst case, we might find out that without changing Siglip code, we might not be able to do it. But that's I always tell the worst case first, because then that gives us a sense of boundary. But I might well be wrong. There might be changes inside that multimodal encoder thing that you see. It might be possible. So in the forward function somewhere. Yeah, so that's what I think. So there are, I think there are pieces in the Qwen 3 so Qwen 3 VL 2.5. I think they have a code base in GitHub where we can. I have seen some pieces scattered there, but I haven't figured out how to incorporate that in the VLM architecture, VLM overall VLM architecture. So
Okay.
yeah, so that yeah, so this so I'm right now focusing on really everything that is um, I think doable. I might be wrong in this like 4 weeks time frame. Yeah, but there are like in the overall Maya vision, there are some like Karthik has some vision on like on visual things, but those are like very still pretty high level and not distilled enough as a ticket yet. And like if we add them here, nothing will be done. So we want to get things, some of these things done. So yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry, wait, if I understand this correctly, because this is my first meeting, so you just want me to switch out the encoder
Mhm.
for the like existing Maya and then just take metaclip 2 and then run on the same benchmark, like the eval, like arch thing. Is that it?
Yeah. So you do that on that lava repo that I shared.
Mhm.
Do PR there and don't think of Maya repo right now. If it works on lava, it will work on Maya. The I think the for example, the challenge we have right now with Gemma 3, extracting Gemma Siglip from Gemma 3, I don't know if we'll face the similar issue for others, Metaclip and all, but we will see. So I think that, so I personally will be happy if we incorporate these codes and you verify that that code works as like a training thing, and then if you have big GPU, finish all the training. If you don't have, give it to me. I'll finish all the training. Like if it and it doesn't have to like we don't have to finish all the benchmark. Like just like one or two sample that the model is correct, not outputting garbage. Like if we reach there, then I'm happy. I'm very happy if we reach there. You don't have to like run all the benchmark. I think benchmark running once all these models we know they're correct and there like we'll run all the benchmark at a go, like it's like a it's a separate thing that is like other people are taking care of putting all the benchmark in one place, so it's easier.
Okay, so basically you just want me to switch out the encoder in the Lava repository and then run on that one single benchmark.
Yeah, I mean, like there are like you can just do some inference, small inference. You don't have to run benchmark.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I have like one or two H100s. I'm not sure how much do I need running.
Yes. So if you run, for example, the instruction tuning, like on the so for the pre-trained English only on like 8 H100, it takes like I don't know 3 hours maybe. So I'm talking about only English. So
Okay.
so if I might be wrong, maybe I'm missing up the time because I ran so many experiments, but it was 8 H100. So then like if you run in one, then that will probably be almost like 24 hour, right?
Yeah.
So 24 hours for pre-training, and I think I don't know, maybe like 48 hour for instruction tuning. So yeah, so basically in the beginning you have to make sure it is correct, and then once it like if you finish training, then go ahead and do some sample inference, like take an image, do some VQA and see if it outputs correctly, because sometimes like let's say it outputs garbage, EOS token, random like things like that. So Yeah, if you reach there, then you can do benchmark, or you can pick up other tasks. Then we can talk about that.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep,
Sounds good.
that's good. I'll share it. I'll start making thread on different topics, so you can kind of go with that. Cool. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Vahid.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
been interesting for Anduril compared to to Oculus is that I learned something very early on that we've kind of applied across our whole company. When I started Oculus, I thought I was really good at everything, and I was. But I was only the best at a lot of things in our company because I had been negligent in my hiring process. So for a while, I was the best optical engineer in the company, by far, hiring process. So for a while, I was the best optical engineer in the company, by far. But I realized at some point that was not something to be proud of. That was a failure. I had failed my company, I'd failed my investors by making myself a critical dependency for any of our products. And the reality is I'm actually not a very good optical engineer. I was just the best in Oculus. And so, you know, whether it's doing electrical layout or mechanical design or optical engineering or you're doing the financials, doing HR, doing any of this stuff, you have to make your goal this idea that you're going to make yourself obsolete, even at the things you like doing. And like, everyone wants to make themselves obsolete at things they hate doing. People love to hire the guy who's going to help them manage their schedule. They love to hire the person who is going to handle talking to the press. People love that. But nobody likes to hire the guy who's going to do the thing that you like doing. And that was really tough for me at Oculus because I had to give up doing, I realized that I was basically playing house. I was sitting around doing things that way better people could be doing faster, more effectively. And that helps me, that helps my investors, it helps my customers, it helps my employees. And so that was really tough for me at Oculus to let go of those things. At Anduril, I came in from the beginning. I said, guess what, guys? I am useless. You all need to be way better than me or we're going to be screwed. And I think that that's actually been a way healthier mindset. And I give my managers the same mindset. I say, hey, your job is not to do things. It is to get them done in the best way possible. If that means you do it, then you need to do it. You don't get to pass the buck. If that means that somebody else needs to get hired to do it, that's what you need to do. And even if you like doing it, like this also often ends up with a situation where, you know, I started a tech company because I love technology, and I don't get to work on technology anymore. I get to work on bullshit. But that's actually exactly where you should be when you start with these companies. And I tell young people this all the time, like, I love programming, so I want to start a software company. I said, no, you don't. Go work for somebody else. If you like programming, you really love programming, go work for someone else who will pay you to be a programmer. Don't go and become this guy who's actually going to be making brutal hiring and firing decisions around people's performance. And you're going to be dealing with government compliance offices. And you're going to be dealing with marketing and talking to the rest. None of that has anything to do with programming. Yeah.